Are your bright beams not working on your older General Motors or AMC car or truck? I'm going to show you how to fix them. Hey guys, this is Brian. Welcome back to Classic G-Body Garage. I am out here in my garage working on old Project Ratless, which is my 78 Cutlass Calais 4-speed moonroof. I have the dashboard pulled apart on the inside because I'm doing some work on the gauge cluster. It is not working. Also found some old existing rat's nests back in the dashboard, which I'm cleaning out as well. So as I've been putting the dashboard back together, I noticed that the bright beam switch on the steering column does not click when you pull it fully back. So if you know on these older General Motors or even AMC cars or trucks that take the older steering column, which I'll show you here in a minute, the bright light switch, bright lights come on when you pull the turn signal lever back, and it's supposed to click. Now if your bright lights don't work, chances are when you pull that lever back, it does not click. So it could be a couple of things. It could mean that your switch is bad, or it could mean that your switch is out of adjustment. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to go ahead and fix that. Alright, now the bright beam switch itself is located on the steering column on the lower portion of the shaft. So in order to get to it, you need to take a couple of things apart depending upon what type of vehicle you are working on. Chances are most GM cars or AMC vehicles, cars, trucks, whatever you're working on, that use this older style steering column has just a bezel that fits on the bottom portion of the steering column. And as you can see, I removed mine here, dropped the steering column down, which is held on by a couple of large bolts. And then I also went ahead and removed this large metal bracket that bolts to the lower portion of the steering column with 4 bolts. Now as soon as you drop the column and remove this bracket, you can easily get to the switch. So there's where the switch is located, right there on the lower portion of the steering column shaft, right there. So when you pull the turn signal lever back towards you, there's a rod that runs down the center of the shaft, and it activates that rod and pushes on the switch itself. Now the switch is supposed to click, and I'm pulling the turn signal lever all the way back, and it is not clicking. Now a switch that is functional or adjusted correctly is supposed to sound like this. So a quick and easy way to find out right off the bat if your switch is bad. Now you can manually push on this switch and you can hear it clicking. Now that is exactly what the rod does. It pushes this button down, clicks it on and off. Now go ahead and turn on your headlights, manually push on this switch, and see if your bright beams turn on and off. If they do turn on and off, you know that this switch is out of adjustment. If you hit this plunger and your headlight bright beams are not turning on and off, you know the switch itself is most likely bad. Now in my case, my lights do turn on and off, so I know my switch is working properly, and I did show you that when you pull it back, it is not clicking. So that means that this switch is out of adjustment on the steering column itself. And in order to adjust it, the switch is held down by a screw right there, and then one on the other end down there. In order to adjust it, you simply loosen those 2 screws. The switch, the holes in the switch are oval shaped, so this switch will slide back and forth on the steering column. So go ahead, loosen up those screws, pull the switch back towards you, which puts proper tension on this rod, and then go ahead and tighten them down, and that should give you proper adjustment on that switch. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that right now. Alright, I have the screws loosened up on the switch, and I wanted to show you how the switch moves up and down on the steering column itself for proper adjustment. So there you go. The switch easily moves back and forth, so like I said, go ahead and pull the switch towards you, make sure the rod is in place, go ahead and snug those screws back down, and let's see if it works. Alright, I have the screws all snugged down on the bright beam switch. So let me go ahead and pull the turn signal lever back and see if this switch functions as it should. All right, nice. All right, guys, well, there you go. That is how you properly adjust a high beam switch on an older General Motors steering column, also used on AMC cars and trucks. All right, guys, well, that is it for this episode of G-Body How To. Now to go ahead and help you out on your G-Body project, I'm going to go ahead and post my G-Body How To playlist in the upper right-hand corner of this video, so make sure you're clicking on that and also leaving me comments if you have questions about your project. And if you find this video helpful, make sure you give it a thumbs up, and also if you're not a subscriber, make sure you click on that subscribe button below, because I am sure you will like my channel and the future videos that I have coming up on Classic G-Body Garage. And until the next Classic G-Body Garage video, keep those G-Bodies rolling.